Our new soundboard has arrived and it will go into this handle.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to find, our first task when we open will be to find out, A, that it works. So I've been burned too many times at this point.
Indeed.
But also if it's hackable. Because we want to add some new sound bites to it before
Custom audio.
Yes. Well, it does come with a cable. So we may be able to hook it up to a computer. Guess we'll have to find out. I do appreciate that it A, came in a box and that it's properly
shrink wrapped.
Not even that, but it's protected.
Oh, I see. It's in a tube.
It's in a tube.
Oh.
And this box has styrofoam.
Nice. So they are protecting it.
This looks like it will fit. Let's see if it fits the handle. And then we'll test charge it, and then we'll see if we can hook it up to the computer.
Groovy. Sweet. I'm sure you've demonstrated your fancy electric screwdriver on camera before.
I have, yes. Now, I prefer... These are all tiny. Okay, so I'm going to use these after all because these all have heads and they won't get lost inside the soundboard because we've had that happen before.
Like last night or 2 nights ago, whatever it was.
Whenever it was. If I don't screw it in the front first, then it will align properly in the back.
All right.
So my theory is that all these soundboards, so they claim to have brand names, all come from the same company.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And it's just a matter of the right screw, button, and charger alignment.
Could be.
That make a soundboard fit the handle itself.
All right, well, let's plug it in and see what happens.
You're being summoned.
Yes, the timer on the oven has gone off. Now we're back.
Yes, back from dinner, and the kitchen is not on fire. So
I'm not that bad a cook. Where were we?
It is actually charging. So
that's a solid step 2.
It's chargeable. Let's go ahead and test out other things. Imagine the sequence of button pushing is the same as most of the others.
I would imagine it's relatively similar, yeah. They seem to have a standard going.
Okay.
Now, there should be a way to make it do like an actual cycle through.
Some of them cycle through, some of them are like this. I think I prefer it like this because you don't have to like miss
time
it.
Yeah.
Wait for it to go back through if you miss it.
Oh, volume. Anakin.
Ooh.
There's some interesting sound bites.
That's creepy. Yeah.
Okay, so this one is twisty motion detected.
Cool. Twisty motion detected, yes. I was wrong.
Sometimes I don't do it quite well enough and have to try a bunch of times.
Weird.
Maybe it is just...
Seems like it requires quite a bit of motion.
So it's not exactly like 7U.
All right,
let's see if we can hack this thing.
Cool.
20 minutes later.
Our cursory Google searches have revealed, and our experimentation has revealed that this particular soundboard is not customizable in the slightest. So
it's
generic.
Generic RGB. That's as cheap as you can get. Yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
So if we're going to customize this font with Tardis sounds, we're going to have to buy a board that is specifically meant for being able to upload custom fonts, and then
either one with a removable micro SD card or one that's attached to an app.
Or has USB on both ends and it'll actually get picked up on a computer when you plug it in. Either way. Soundboards that are meant to do that, and then put it together ourselves, which means I'm going to have to figure out how to solder. My initial experimentation with that a few years ago was not great. Learn properly, because whatever I was doing before was clearly not the way that was supposed to work.
It was your first time.
Yeah.
And then you put it down and you never picked it back up.
What I ought to do is have our niece teach me.
So I feel like I could get a few of my broken soundboards back up and running if we could just figure out why they're not charging.
Yeah, to me that's almost definitely some sort of broken connection or wires come undone.
So these are metallic paint markers. I got them originally to gild my Wonderland Stardeck. That turned out to be far more complicated than I expected, but Stardeck did wind up gilded eventually. But now we're going to try the copper marker on this handle to see if we can color in that Neo brand name. Because we're gonna do some experimenting later with this handle, and I'd rather not be reminded of the one Lightsaber brand that just disappoints on all levels. You know what I'm talking about.
Should call it Sad Neo. Burn!
Just trying to see if this is a close enough match, because I know the yellow gold won't be much of a match.
True.
It's supposed to be a rose gold handle. So
in this light, it doesn't not work.
Better it's sort of work than not work at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these paint markers really are a revolution. Ever since I heard that they existed, I just kind of use them for everything. And I'll be using them for my sewing channel here pretty soon. And we're going to see if this works on as well on fabric as it does on metal. Paint markers are so much better than regular markers. I just love them to death.
Yeah, they're not bad. That's closer than I thought it would be.
Okay, look away from the camera and actually look at the handle itself.
Still, closer than I thought it would be.
At a distance, you'd never tell.
Yeah.
You'd never be able to see it. And copper and rose gold are pretty close.
At least in this iteration of it, yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna let this dry and do another.
Yeah, it'll be a couple of coats probably. I
can almost see. I can still see the lettering under that.
Yeah, it takes a few coats to. Because I know that when we were doing the black marker on my handle, it took a few coats.
Yes. Okay, friends. Good morning. So we are ready for our next step. If you recall, the last time you saw this handle, it was when we were coloring in the brand name that shall not be named, and it's quite filled in. Can't see the letters, so that's good enough for me. So what we found out a little bit the hard way is that RGB is unhackable, or at least we couldn't find a way to hack it. So we've gone ahead and just pulled the trigger on a soundboard that is a pixel and B has a micro SD card inside the soundboard. After some research, we found that the best way to hack a soundboard is through an SD card in the soundboard. Gone ahead and purchased that soundboard, and it's on its way. Today, what we're going to do is take the RGB soundboard out of the blue handle, the Tardis handle, and the blade. and we're going to transfer it into the old handle. So that way this can come back to life and rotate back into my collection as an RGB lightsaber. And once the soundboard arrives for this handle, we can make this into a pixel lightsaber with its own custom Tardis sound effects. So that will be a project for another day. Randy will go in. We have some sound fonts ready to go. Just transfer to the SD card, install it into the soundboard, and then we'll give it a try once that's done. But right now what we need to do is vacate the handle and turn this empty handle into the RGB lightsaber. Okay, yeah, that seems to have gone smoothly. The soundboard works, the light's coming through just fine, and we have ourselves a functional RGB lightsaber. Please don't at me for putting my hand on the blade. We're just testing this out. We're not doing an actual choreography. So here we are. I can put this back now into the collection. So once the Tardis handle arrives, we can go ahead and install that into my blue handle, and finally we will have a proper Tardis lightsaber. So stay tuned.